A hen and her chicks. Once upon a time, a little red hen and her 3 chicks lived happily on the farm. 2 little chicks were always listening to their mother, but the 3rd one liked getting into trouble. One day, when the mother hen was searching for food, she saw a corn cob. The corn was too big for her chicks to eat, so she decided to warn them.
"Now, kids, listen to me," she said. "Don't eat the corn. It's too big, and they might get stuck in your throat."
2 little chicks listened to their mother and went to find other food. But the 3rd one ran to the corn cob immediately and started pecking the corn. Soon the corn got stuck in his throat and the 3rd chick started coughing. The hen immediately ran to her chick once she heard the coughing. Seeing her little one crying and coughing, she told him to stay there and ran to the pond to get some water. Mother hen found the nearest pond. "Pond, please give me some water. My child is coughing, and I need to help him." "Of course, but you need to bring a cup first. Otherwise I can't give you any water."
"Where can I find the cup on this farm?"
The hen looked around. "There will be an old lady sitting near that apple tree. Ask her for a cup." The poor hen ran to the old lady under the tree and told her the whole story.
"Oh, please, help me find a cup to get some water from the pond." "Of course I will help you. There's a banana tree over there," said the old lady. "Bring me the banana leaves, and I will make you a cup."
Mother hen set out on a new adventure to find a banana tree. When she finally found it, she told the story and asked for a leaf to make a cup. "I will give you my leaves," said the banana tree, "but I need to ask you for a favor."
"What is it?"
asked the hen. "Could you please find the gardener and ask him to cut down my bananas? My branches can't take it any more." The hen quickly found the old gardener and told him her story. "Oh, what a pity! You must be so tired," said the gardener with a warm smile on his face. "Of course I will help you, but I will also need your help."
"How can I help you?"
asked the hen. "Give me the eggs you lay for 1 week, so I can feed my family, and I'll help you cut down the bananas from the banana tree." The hen happily agreed, and the 2 of them headed back to the banana tree. The gardener cut down bananas hanging from the banana tree branch. The banana tree was so happy and relieved that it immediately gave leaves. The hen ran to the old lady and gave her the banana leaves. The old lady started knitting the leaves together to make a small cup. Once she was done, she gave the cup to the hen and wished her good luck. The hen ran to the pond, filled the cup with the water, and headed back to her chick. The poor chick was sitting on the ground, crying and coughing, waiting for its mother. Mother hen ran up to him and gave him a cup filled with water. The chick quickly chugged the water and cleared his throat of corn. He smiled, laughed and jumped. He apologized to his mother for not listening and making her worry. And from then on, the little naughty chick always listened to his mother and never got into a problem. The Bremen Town Musicians. Once upon a time there lived a donkey on a farm. He worked hard day and night to carry sets of flowers and weights. But as the years passed, the donkey got old and weaker. He couldn't carry any more weights and decided to leave the farm and start a new journey. He decided he wanted to become a singer in Bremen town. On the way to Bremen town, he saw an old dog lying on the road. He asked,
"Why are you lying like this, friend?"
"Ah," answered the dog,
"I'm getting old. I lost my speed and can't even hunt. My master doesn't need me any more, so I ran away."
Donkey offered the dog to join him and become a musician in Bremen. The dog liked the offer and happily agreed to join the donkey in his journey. And on they went. Not long after that, they met a cat who was lying on the roof of a house. The cat looked very sad.
"Why are you so sad?"
asked the donkey.
"I am old now," said the cat. "I don't have my beautiful sharp teeth or claws. I was chasing mice when I was younger, but now I just sit in front of the fireplace and get lazy. Because of this, my master threw me out."
Donkey offered her to join them on their journey to become musicians in Bremen. The cat was more than happy. She jumped off the roof and joined the dog and the donkey. The three of them were passing in front of the farm when they saw a rooster on the fence, croaking with all his power. Donkey approached the rooster and asked him,
"Why are you croaking, rooster?" "My masters are having guests tomorrow and want to serve them a rooster. So I am croaking with full pitch one last time."
The donkey offered the rooster a new life with them. The rooster was more than happy to follow the donkey, cat and dog to Bremen and become a musician. The four new friends hit the road together. It was already getting dark, and the animals decided to spend the night in the forest. Rooster was a curious fellow and sneaked around the forest for a while. He noticed a lighthouse not far from where they were staying. The friends got curious and went to see the lighthouse. The donkey was the tallest of them all, so he sneaked a peek in the window. He saw a table set with lots of food and drinks. The food looked delicious and mouth-watering. But there were also 4 armed burglars at the table enjoying the feast. The new friends decided to scare away the burglars and made a plan. They formed a tower. The donkey was at the bottom. The dog jumped on the donkey. The cat climbed on the dog, and the rooster sat on top of the cat. And they started playing their music. The burglars heard the horrible noise and jumped in the air with fear. The 4 friends then broke the window and rushed inside to scare them away. The burglars were so scared they left their weapons and ran into the forest in panic. Once the animals got rid of the 4 men, they sat around the table and started eating delicious food. Once the feast was over, they turned off the lights and found cosy places to sleep and rest. The burglars saw the light go off and decided to send one of them to the lighthouse to check if it was safe to return. The man returned to the lighthouse and found out that it was quiet and dark. He reached to light up the lamp. He lit the match and as soon as he could see what was going on, the cat jumped on him and scared him. Then the dog started barking. The rooster croaked in his face very loudly, and the donkey brayed at him. The scared burglar returned to the woods and told his fellows that there were 4 monsters in the lighthouse. The scared burglars ran in panic, never looking back again. The 4 Bremen musicians liked the house a lot. They decided to stay there and live a happy life together. Although they didn't reach Bremen and gave up on their journey to become musicians in the town, they found a new house and new friends. So they spent their days in the lighthouse, living a happy life, singing and playing music together. The Tale of Peter Rabbit. Once upon a time, there lived 5 rabbits. Mother Rabbit and 4 little bunnies named Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail and Peter. They had a cosy little house under a very big fir tree. One day, the mother rabbit decided to go to the baker's and buy some tasty currant buns for her little bunnies. Before going out, she told them, "Children, be careful and don't wander far away from home. And don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. He doesn't like intruders." Old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went to the market. Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. Peter was a naughty bunny and didn't listen to his mother. He ran straight to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First he ate some lettuce and French beans. He also got a taste of radishes and parsley. But as he was reaching out for a cucumber, he saw Mr. McGregor. Mr. McGregor was on his knees planting cabbages when he saw Peter. He didn't like intruders in his garden, so he ran after Peter, yelling, "Stop, thief!" Peter was so scared he forgot the way back to his house and rushed all over the garden. While he was running from Mr. McGregor, he lost one of his shoes among the cabbages and the other somewhere in the garden. He then ran on 4 legs to outrun the gardener, but stumbled into a gooseberry net. His new blue jacket with brass buttons got caught in the net, and he couldn't move. Peter gave up trying to escape from the net and shed big tears. Luckily, there were some friendly sparrows around the gooseberry net. They helped Peter escape, but the little bunny left his new jacket in the bushes in a hurry. Mr. McGregor was catching up to our little bunny. Frightened Peter didn't know where to go and found the gardener's tool shed. He hid inside a bucket there. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed. He looked everywhere, but couldn't find the rabbit, until he heard "Choo!" Peter sneezed and gave away his position. Mr. McGregor rushed to grab Peter, but the little rabbit jumped out of the window soon enough to outrun the gardener. Mr. McGregor was so tired of running after Peter that he gave up and went back to his work. Tired, Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright. He was lost and had no idea how to get home. He caught his breath and continued going lippity-lippity-not, very fast. Soon he found a little door in a wall. An old mouse was going in and out of the door, carrying peas and beans to her family in the woods. He asked the mouse, "Mrs. Mouse, do you know the way to a big fir tree?" The mouse didn't know the way to Peter's house, so she shook her head. Peter began to cry again. When he calmed down, he decided to go back and find his way home through the garden. He came across a little pond where Mr. McGregor filled his water cans. He saw a white cat sitting near the pond, looking at the goldfish that was swimming in the water. Peter had heard about the cats from his cousin Benjamin Bunny, and he decided not to speak to her. He tiptoed around the pond and went back to the tool shed. He heard some noises and saw Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and he didn't see him. But Peter was happy, because he saw the gate and knew how to go back home. Little Bunny quickly ran towards the gate, and didn't even care if Mr. McGregor saw him. As he was running, he saw his blue jacket and shoes on the sticks. Mr. McGregor had collected Peter's clothes and made a scarecrow out of them. Peter ran as quickly as he could and didn't even look back until he arrived home. Peter opened the door and flopped down on the soft sand with his belly. He could barely keep his eyes open. Mother Rabbit was cooking in the kitchen and saw Peter come back. She was wondering what he did with his new clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost. Seeing little Bunny Peter so tired, Mother made him a chamomile tea and put him to bed. And as tired, misbehaving Peter was taking his breath in bed, Flopsy, Mopsy and Cottontail had buns, milk and blackberries for tea. Harvey the Rabbit's Garden. In a small town of animals lived a rabbit named Harvey. Harvey loved carrots, cucumbers, lettuce and broccoli. He often visited farmers' markets to buy his favourite vegetables. One day, Harvey decided to grow his own vegetables in his backyard and stop going to the farmer's market. But the little rabbit didn't know anything about gardening or how to grow vegetables at all. He decided to learn about gardening and went to the library to find a book about growing vegetables. He borrowed the book from the library and continued reading it at home. When Harvey returned to his house, he saw his neighbour, Benjamin the dog. Benjamin lived next door and had a huge well next to his house. "What are you up to this evening, Harvey?" asked Benjamin.
I want to learn how to grow vegetables,
eagerly replied Harvey, and showed his neighbour the book. Benjamin smiled at Harvey and offered his help. The little rabbit was more than happy, because Benjamin the dog was an experienced gardener. First thing in the morning, Harvey and Benjamin started ploughing the soil. A little red hen named Maple heard the noises and decided to help out the neighbours.
Does this soil have worms? I've heard that soil needs to have worms to grow healthy and steady plants.
Harvey wasn't sure if the soil had worms. Maple offered help and called her little chicks to bring worms from their garden. Soon, 3 little yellow chicks were running towards Harvey's garden with worms in their beaks. They put the worms in the soil and got ready to spread the seeds. Harvey bought carrot seeds, cucumber seeds, broccoli and cabbage seeds. As he opened the seed packages, his friend, Fred the mouse, came out of his little lair.
Hey, Harvey, I can help you spread the seeds around the garden.
offered Fred.
I am very fast and careful.
Fred ran through the garden and sowed the seeds completely. Then Benjamin brought some water from his well and watered the newly spread seeds. Every day Harvey would take care of his garden by removing weeds. Benjamin brought water from his well. Fred would scare the caterpillars away from plants, and Maple caught flies. After a few weeks of hard work, the vegetables started growing. Soon they were ready to be harvested. Harvey collected his fresh carrots, cucumbers, cabbages and broccoli and prepared a healthy dinner for his neighbours.
Harvey, you're a wonderful gardener,
said Maple.
He is the best gardener in the village,
smiled Benjamin.
A truly talented gardener,
added Fred. Harvey the rabbit was happy to hear such words and proud of his hard work, but he didn't forget the help he got from his neighbours.
I grew my own garden with the help of my good friends,
said Harvey.
Thank you all.
Two cats and a monkey. One day, after a long and exciting playtime, two cats were going back home together. Suddenly, they saw a loaf of bread lying on the ground. They were both tired and hungry, and wanted to eat the bread.
Let's break the bread in two and eat it,
said the ginger cat.
Yes, that's a good idea,
nodded the grey cat. But they couldn't decide who would break the bread in equal sizes, and soon they started fighting. A little monkey was sitting across the road. He was planning to go to sleep, but overheard the cats arguing and decided to go to them.
Why are you two fighting?
asked the monkey.
Let me help you two and break the bread in two equal parts.
The cats thought that it was a good idea. They trusted the monkey and agreed to his offer. Monkey took the bread and broke it into two pieces. But one piece was larger than the other one.
Oh, the bread in my right hand is larger than the bread in my left hand. Let me take a bite of the bigger piece to make them equal, said the monkey. He took a bite from the bread in his right hand, but the bite was too big. Oh, now the bread in my left hand is bigger. Let me take a bite to even both pieces out.
The monkey took another bite of bread. And again, the bite was too big, and they were left with unequal pieces. Monkey suggested taking a bite again and again, until he ate the whole bread and smiled at the cats.
Well, that was a good meal. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. It was impossible to break that bread into two equal pieces, said the monkey. Now I must go.
Little Monkey left with a satisfying grin on his face. Hungry cats sat down and looked at each other. They felt lied to and tricked. Soon the kitties realised that if only they hadn't been fighting among themselves, they would have the tasty loaf of bread.